I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to navigate to Vectr, vectr.com. When you go to Vectr, you're going to notice that it opens up this page and you can create a new account, or you can sign into account, or you could just go in and start making your file. What I suggest you do is create an account in case something happens and it goes away and all this work you've been working on disappears. It's always good to have it kind of backed up. What I'm going to do right now is just click New File, and it's going to open up a blank Vectr document for me. Now, even though you'll see in a moment, now you see it hopefully, there is a white canvas there, kind of like we started with a white canvas in Photos P. This canvas, technically, because it's Vectr, is transparent. So that's kind of nice for those GIFs where you just want a character doing something and nothing in the background. There are a lot of things that are similar in here to Photopea and other editing programs, but the layout is a lot more simple. And it gives you a lot of pre-made shapes. Okay, so right now we don't have any colors or anything that we can choose, but what we do see is there's a layers panel. So the layers panel works the same way as in any other program. You can move your layers around and layer things on top of each other, and it'll automatically create layers depending on the shapes. So I'm just going to start right now by grabbing this rectangle tool, and I'm going to drag it on my canvas, and you're going to see that while I'm just clicking and dragging, I can stretch it into a long rectangle, fat rectangle, and then I can make a square. If I want to make a square for sure, I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and now you see I have a properly proportioned square. Same thing works with the circle. So if you want a circle, hold down the Shift key. So I'm going to let go, and you're going to see it chose this nice, pretty purple color for me. And I get a lot more options on the right-hand side now. So I have the background color, which is that purple that we see, and then a darker purple for that border. So I'm going to leave that darker purple there. We can't really see it too well yet, but I'm going to make it thicker so that you can see it. And now you can see, since I've raised this number for the size, the border for my rectangle got bigger. I can move this around by clicking on it and dragging. And then I can also twist it by moving my cursor until it's closer to it, so that it turns into this little round arrow, and then I can start twirling it around like that. Yeah. If I don't like the size of it, I can grab the handles on the edge and move those around. And it works for the ones in the middle too. I can stretch it out bigger if I wanted. Okay. So to get rid of this, if I didn't like it, I just hit delete and it goes away. Okay. So I'm going to put a circle on here. Same thing. Ooh, it's like a weird mustardy color. I'll get an oval, or what we call an ellipse, in either direction until I hit the shift button, and now I can get a perfect circle. When I let go, I can change my colors. So I'm actually going to change this. I like the blue like this. I'm going to change my border to Healy blue, or light blue, I guess. Make that bigger. Yeah. Okay. So there's my new circle. That's going to be the head of my character that I'm making right now. And again, I can click and move it around. Now I want a body, but let me show you some more of these tools. There's a rounded rectangle tool, which is the same thing as the rectangle, except for the edges are round. We have what's called a pen tool, and a pen tool makes vector lines for you in a shape of whatever you want. So I'm going to just click and click and click, and it'll create all of these points. But when I get back to the ending point, it closes it up and it makes your shape that way. And then you get the same options as everything else. You can fill it with whatever color. Ugh. Ugh. Picking like the worst colors today. Let's see. I'm gonna do purple. Yeah. And I don't want a border on this one, so I'm just gonna make this 0. Oops. Let's see if I can make that 0. 0. I can. Okay, so I took the border off by making it 0. So now I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to make it the body. But you notice that I layered it on top of the circle because it's the newest thing I made. So here's the ellipse on the bottom layer, and then here's the path, which is the pen tool that I created or used to create this shape, is on top. If I want the path to be underneath, I can just click that path layer and move it underneath. And now you see on my character, I have the head that looks like it's on top of the body. So you can move things around that way. Another tool you can use is the pencil tool, and that's not like the pen tool where you click. This one you could just draw, and what it does, oops, why can't I see it? Sorry everybody, it's not showing up on my screen. Oh, probably because I changed this to 0. There we go, sorry, because I changed my other setting to 0. I'm gonna make that a little thicker. So the pencil tool allows you to draw a vector line that's not a shape, right? So you can see I left this open. This is open, but it's still a vector image. So you can take this and, I don't know, maybe that's my ear. Okay, so let me take this off of here. And remember, I can take this and I can shrink it down. Oops. Trying to grab it there. There's my ear. Maybe I want to twirl it a little bit. Maybe I'll make a copy of it, put it on the other side. So this is selected right now because I can see the little handles on the side. So I'm just gonna, you could either right click, can't right click, sorry everybody. Let me undo that. Let me twirl this back. What you can do is Command C for copy and then Command V to paste. And so now I have 2 and all I want to do is flip it over, right? So I just grabbed the handle and I flipped it. And now I'm going to put this other ear over here. That's a really strange character, but it's a character. There you go. So that's your pencil tool. There's a text tool where you click that onto your canvas and you can type. You can change the color and everything else just like you do all the other shapes that are vectors. So I clicked on it. You can change the font. These are preloaded fonts. You can change the color, the size, location just by clicking and moving it. I'm going to take that off of there. Now I know on this side I have some mysterious like drawings that I don't want. Do you see that popping up? So I'm going to click, hold, and drag on that area so it selects those and get rid of them. Let's make sure I got everything. They're gone. So what I just did was, if I want to move things around, instead of just clicking and moving by themselves, I can select it all together. To select it all together, I'll click, hold, and drag my mouse. And now you can see my handles are all around everything. And I can move it around, and I can make it bigger, and I can make it smaller, and I can make it thinner and better. I like this one, yeah, like that. Make it bigger though. Okay, see, isn't that nice? Vectors are great. And then the last thing that you need to know where the little tools are on here is that these little 3 buttons at the bottom. These are more shapes, and these are preloaded shapes for you in Vectr. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this person wants to have a heart. This person wants to have a heart on their chest. So I'm going to make a heart. Change that color. We'll make it white. Now it looks see-through, like that. Put that on the chest. There you go. So there are some pre-made shapes in there if you need some help with that. If I want to make something like an eyeball, I can start with something big. So I have my ellipse that I'm starting with big. I'm going to change the color to almost white so I can still see it. Then I'm going to take another ellipse, put it on the inside, change the color to maybe like more of a brown. And then maybe I'll put a little highlight. You see how I'm layering all of these together? I might want to move all these together, but that eyeball is way too big for my character. So what I'll do is what I just explained is click, hold, and drag around it to select them all together. And now I can move them all together, and I can shrink them all together, right? So I'll take my eyeball and put it on my character. Copy and paste another one. All right, so it's a little alien, I guess. All right. So what you're going to turn into me is a screenshot of this entire page because I want to see all of the layers that you used in this project. So screenshot this page, and then you're also going to turn into me just the image. So to do that, over here is an export button. Click on export, and you're going to see it gets that checkerboard background. That means it's transparent. So you'll hit the export button, and you're going to change SVG to PNG. SVG is a vector file, and we don't need that for this assignment because you're going to be done after this. You're going to click the little caret pointing down to give you the drop down, and change it to PNG. PNG file is a little smaller than a JPEG, and it's really nice for something like this. You'll download it, and then you see mine downloaded as untitled. Make sure you title it something. So if it's one of those characters from the demos, title it that. If it's your own character, come up with a title for it. And that's what you're going to turn in. So I've been working on my own character here. You guys have demonstrations you can follow step by step in Canvas. And then to answer the extra question, if you want to take a stab at it, a character on your own, that's cool too.